afternoon. My name is Ana Valenzuela,
Ayla Ruiz, Camila Robles,
and Francesca Perez.
and today we are presenting immigration on the U.S.-Mexican border. Definitions: Immigration. Immigration is the action of coming to live permanently in a foreign country. Immigrant: a person who has citizenship in one country but moves to another country to set up a permanent residence. And undocumented is not having the needed documents as for permission to live or work in a foreign country.
reasons for crossing to the U.S. Economic hardships. People want to immigrate because they want to have a better life and they want to escape from the dangerous environment they live in Mexico. And in the past 5 years, shootings and drug sales have increased.
The Devil's Highway. So in the book The Devil's Highway by Luis Alberto Urrea, the reasons why people were crossing was because of the terrible economic times. The crops from Veracruz weren't growing, so they couldn't make a living. So they were in search for a better place because they could barely survive.
Job opportunities. The people want to immigrate because they want to look for a job to support their families.
Mexico, no safety on the streets. So these are some of the streets of Mexico, and these streets may be dangerous to some of the people. So this is another reason why people were trying to go to another place. For example, in the year of 2010, the gangs were started to have conflicts with each other. So they would just start shooting at each other at any time of the day. So the people weren't safe anymore. So they wanted to go to another place so that the family could be safer, and them too.
As a total of 12 million illegal crossings in the U.S. had passed in the last 4 decades. And in the year of 2014, more than 60,000 children were apprehended.
11 million undocumented people came from Latin America, about 56% came from Mexico, 22% came from Latin America and other countries. One half of the undocumented immigrants were men, 35% were women, and 60% were children.
So this is a chart of the accompanying immigrant children that crossed the border during the past year. So the light blue shows the kids from Mexico, and the darker blue shows the kids from Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. So as you can see, in the year of 2014, there were more children from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador that were crossing. But in the years of 2010, 2009, 2011, more children from Mexico were crossing.
People who crossed the border illegally since 2009. So this chart is explaining about the immigrants who crossed since 2009, and we can see that in the year 2011 there was a major increase of undocumented immigrants who crossed the border. But in the year 2012 there was a decrease because during that year more equipment and security was established in the border. Special operations. The first special operation is called Open Line. It was started September 19, 1993, and it was established in El Paso, Texas. It is also known as blockade. The United States used to find immigrants and deport them back to Mexico, but Operation Hold the Line aimed immigrants from crossing to the United States by putting a 73 miles and 10 feet high wall in the border and putting more security to it. The second one is Gatekeeper. It was established in San Diego in 1994. It was created by Clinton's administration, and it was created to stop immigrants from crossing to the United States. And it was needed military and police force to shut down to shut down crossing areas. This cost this triple 4.6 billion a year annually. And the other one is Operation Safeguard, which is the most recent one, which was created in June 3rd in 2003, and it was to reduce immigrants' deaths. Human rights activist says that this operation just pushed more immigrants to a dangerous terrain because now immigrants are crossing through the desert, not through the city, because the city has more technology and more security.
Latest border initiatives. The Southwest Border Initiative. In 1994, the Southwest Border Initiative, which is the federal law enforcement, was established. It is a group of 9 agencies that wanted to stop drug trafficking from Mexico and South America. Other operations have resulted like Operation Zorro 2, Operation Reciprocity, and Operation Limelight that have resulted for the same purposes. The purpose was to stop heroin, methamphetamine, marijuana, and cocaine trafficking. So what are the real effects of these efforts, like operations and initiatives like this? The U.S. is making all these operations to keep people out, but immigrants are still crossing and dying.
The benefits of undocumented labor. Well, jobs are being established using the immigrants' money who paid. And as I said that undocumented immigrants pay taxes, but they don't get any refunds. And an example of this is that in the year 2010, undocumented immigrants contributed to the U.S. economy about $11.2 billion. And well, they contribute $11.5 trillion per decade. And it's a fact, or that people are talking about, that in the next 75 years, undocumented immigrants will contribute to the U.S. economy about $611 billion. And well, when they cross the border and they get to the destination, they get jobs, but the jobs that people usually don't want to do, like the ones that are hard to do and pay less.
Suggestions to stop illegal immigration. So as you know, illegal immigration results because of the need of workers in the United States. So the United States should implement a market based on temporary workers, so to meet the American demands for workers. Also, the program should include the simplified visa system because this would meet the needs for American economy and also kill the drive for illegal immigration. This would also help to strengthen the economic opportunities so that there is no reason for people to seek employment to support their families.
And if there were more HIV visas, which HIV visas are visas that undocumented people get to work to the United States. So if there were more visas like this, there will be more workers to work in the United States, and the economy will get better. Real experiences of undocumented immigrants.
So the Walton 26 is the people who started crossing the United States, and the Yuma 14 was the people who were the survivors out of the Walton 26. So only 12 people died.
Here we have 2 examples of immigrants who crossed the border illegally, and those are, for example, Jose Isidro Colorado, which came from Veracruz, and the situation over there was that no jobs were available anymore, and well, his motivation for crossing was to build a house for his family, and his experience crossing the desert was that he got lost in the desert, but when he was laying in the hot sand dying, well, he started hallucinating his daughter saying, "Daddy, Daddy, you promised to build us a house." And well, he got up and started walking again. And well, he was one of the survivors, which were one of the Yuma 14. Another example is Raimundo Barrera Marbury, which also came from Veracruz. And his situation was that no crops were growing over there. which was less food. And his motivation for crossing was his son, Raimundo Jr., who persuaded him to come to the U.S. and have a permanent job. And well, his experience was also that he got lost in the desert, and well, he saw his son die in his own arms.
So the experiences of Jose Isidro Colorado and Raimundo Barreda Maruri are an example of the experiences of the millions of people who cross every year. So and this shows what the results that Todd Miller said it was a border disease, which is the belief and the attitude to keep Mexicans out of the United States, because supposedly Mexicans just want to take up jobs and they are to be feared. But we should all keep in mind that Mexicans are makers, not takers. Thank you.